aggravated. We're aggravated. We've been fighting for so long now to get these names on the wall, and they deserve it.
Tonight at 11, Fighting for the Fallen. Nearly 47 years after a fatal crash at sea, how survivors and loved ones are working together to honor the men killed on the USS Frank E. Evans. Plus, a bad connection. Streaming stopped working for millions of Netflix customers today. How the company is responding to the outage.
And people are enjoying seeing art outside of a gallery, I believe, and being able to interact with it and touch it and have a conversation about it.
And art outdoors. Two Buffalo artists tell us what inspired them to create this colorful project downtown, and learn where you can see it for yourself. We begin with a developing investigation in the town of Tonawanda. Police tell us they're trying to investigate a possible abduction. Police want to know if you recognize this vehicle here. It was last seen leaving a quick fill on Military Road this morning. Authorities tell us a woman in her 20s wearing a black hoodie and black pants was approached by a man at a gas station just before noon. The man is described as 6 feet tall, wearing a white shirt and black pants. Police tell us the woman and the man got into an argument. Witnesses told police a driver in a silver or gray Kia Sedona pulled up during the argument. The woman and man began to fight, and the woman was reportedly forced into that vehicle. The man also got in. Police tell us the gray or silver Kia Sedona does have damage to its rear bumper, and the vehicle was last spotted turning onto Delaware Avenue towards the city of Buffalo. Town of Tonawanda police want to make sure the woman is okay, so if you have any information that could help, call 879-6613. We will update you on this story as soon as we hear from police. Watch News 4 Wake Up for the latest on the investigation. A quiet night here in Buffalo. This is a live look outside. We spotted plenty of people out on Elmwood this evening, not letting a little rain get in the way of their plans. Andrew, is there rain on the way for tomorrow?
There sure is, and Monday too. We have to remind ourselves it's beneficial with the drought. We definitely need the rain. The good news is, like what we've seen over the past few days, we'll also have a fair amount of rain-free time, at least for the first half of tomorrow, but things turning a little bit more unsettled for the second half. Here's a look at some of those 24-hour rainfall totals, and the plant's getting a pretty good drink out there, a little bit better here around the metro area. A lot of totals between a quarter and half an inch, so certainly not a washout by any means, but all in all, definitely good news. Here's how the radar shows right now. We did have some rain moving through Chautauqua County, that mostly passing off and tapering off west of Buffalo. Just a few spotty showers right now south of the city. Mostly rain-free conditions for the rest of tonight. We still have that swirling area of low pressure off to the west. Finally, we'll be on the move throughout the day tomorrow and Monday, and it'll move out of our area, but it will take its time doing that. That's why we're going to keep that unsettled pattern around for the next 2 days. Temperatures right now in the low 60s around the metro area. We have some breaks in the clouds, especially in the southern tier, so temperatures falling a little bit more because of that. Mid-50s at the moment. The rest of tonight, generally rain-free with the exception of just a few very spotty light showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Temperatures back off into the 50s. Still unsettled tomorrow. We could see some breaks of sunshine early on, but a few showers back in the afternoon. Maybe even a rumble of thunder. Can't rule that out in the afternoon as well. Coming up to my full 4 and forecast, I'll let you know how long this pattern lasts, and I do have some good news on the way. Callan.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. Lost at Sea, a group of survivors paid tribute today to those who died in the 1969 USS Frank E. Evans crash. 74 people died in the accident, including a man from Buffalo. News 4's Nick Quattrini takes a look back at the disaster and what's being done to remember the victims. Nick?
Callan, the accident claimed the lives of 74 sailors when their ship was destroyed after colliding with an aircraft carrier in the South China Sea. Now, this happened during the war in Vietnam, but the names of those men do not appear on the wall in our nation's capital, and there's a fight to make that happen.
There's no question that these men should be on the wall, and we will fight until our dying day, until they're on that wall.
And we're aggravated. We're aggravated. We've been fighting for so long now to get these names on the wall, and they deserve it.
In the early morning hours of June 2nd, 1969, the USS Frank E. Evans was virtually cut in half when an Australian aircraft carrier hit the U.S. Navy destroyer. Out of the 273 sailors that were on board, 74 of them died, including 3 brothers from Nebraska and Buffalo native Terry Lee Henderson.
The smell was like an acetylene torch cutting through metal. It smelled like metal burning. The crash was tremendous. I mean, it was just, the sound was unbelievable.
Every year, the survivors and the families of the fallen meet up for a reunion.
And I've lost one brother, but I've gained 199 who survived.
The 2016 get-together was held in Cheektowaga. The mother and brother of Buffalo native Terry Lee Henderson were in attendance.
I think it's one of the most wonderful things that could happen when these people come every year.
Henderson's brother says it's been a struggle to get recognition for these men.
The association has been trying to get these gentlemen on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington for a lot of years. We've come close a few times, but it's always failed someplace along the way. There's some resistance within the Defense Department.
For now, the reunion, which is in its 24th year, helps keep the survivors and the families of the victims connected, and it also offers them a sense of healing.
Because they too have lost someone. It's just like you're one big family. And a lot of these gentlemen have served on the same ship, and they've all been wonderful.
And the reason why the names are not on the walls because the accident happened outside of the combat zone. Right now, the USS Frank E. Evans Association says Senator Charles Schumer is helping them get the names put on the memorial. Reporting in the studio, Nick Quattrini, News 4 at 10.
It's been 6 days since a deadly small plane crash in North Collins. Loved ones came together today to remember one of the victims. 3 members of a group called the Breakfast Club were killed last Sunday when 2 planes collided in midair. 60-year-old Paul Rozak and 69-year-olds Richard and Kathleen Walker were killed in the crash. Today, a wake was held for Rozak in Orchard Park, and tomorrow he will be laid to rest. An investigation is still underway to figure out what caused the 2 planes to collide. We expect to get a preliminary report from the NTSB within the next few days. Buffalo police are looking for the person who shot and killed a 25-year-old man overnight. Officers responded to the 200 block of Sherman Street just before 2:30 this morning. The young man from Buffalo had been shot multiple times. Anyone with information should call the confidential tip line 847-2255. Niagara County deputies need your help identifying this man. They say he's connected to a robbery that happened at the Sunoco on South Transit Road. Deputies say he entered the store with a knife and demanded money. He's described as 5 feet 8 inches tall, wearing a dark hoodie, khaki pants, and white sneakers. If you recognize him, you're asked to call the Niagara County Sheriff's Office. All new at 11, Albany lawmakers are dealing with a cash dilemma. Governor Andrew Cuomo, Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, and Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli all have received campaign donations from developers facing federal corruption charges. Governor Cuomo says he will put $350,000 in donations into a separate account. This will make it available in the event of a federal forfeiture. Schneiderman said he will give the more than $15,000 in campaign contributions to charity, while DiNapoli said he plans to return the $23,000 in contributions. Executives from development firms in Buffalo, Syracuse, and Albany face charges in state and federal corruption cases. Attention Netflix fans, the streaming service is back up and running. Netflix had a major outage earlier today. Users from all over the world took to Twitter to vent their frustrations. The outage came at a bad time for the company. Netflix just released a batch of new movies today, including Titanic and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The outage was fixed after about 2 hours, and the company tweeted, quote, "Not all heroes wear capes. Engineers to the rescue. We're back." With just 38 days until the election, state officials are being asked to do their part to stop hackers from impacting the vote. Brooke Silva-Braga has more from New York.
At a rally of thousands of supporters Saturday night in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump brought attention to leaked recordings of Hillary Clinton speaking about young voters at a February fundraiser.
A new audio tape shows her demeaning and mocking Bernie Sanders and all of his supporters.
In the recording, Clinton sympathizes with young voters' frustrations, but also says,
"Some are new to politics completely. They're children of the Great Recession, and they are living in their parents' basement,
Friday, Clinton called out Trump for his early morning Twitter rant against a former Miss Universe.
It proves yet again that he is temperamentally unfit to be president and commander-in-chief.
With voters heading to the polls in 38 days, Homeland Security Secretary Jeh Johnson revealed that hackers have gained access to some state voting systems and have taken steps to potentially attack many others. Johnson said 21 states have turned to his department for help. They have not found evidence of any manipulation of voting information. Clinton returns to the trail Monday in Ohio. Trump will be in Colorado. Brooke Silva-Braga for CBS News, New York.
The vice presidential candidates will take the podium this week. Their debate kicks off Tuesday night at 9 p.m. You can follow News 4 on Twitter. We'll be live tweeting the debate. Our handle is News 4 Buffalo. Hey, a familiar face there. That's our very own Alina Shapiro firing off the air horn at the Heritage Center's Foundation 5K run. The runners took off on Oak Street downtown and ran through the Erie Basin Marina. The event raises money to help support programs for people with developmental disabilities. Race organizers say this event is a way for Western New Yorkers to get to understand what the Heritage Center does and who they help.
It's a race that allows our community members to be a part of our mission by providing quality services to children and adults with developmental disabilities, and they get to participate in it. So it's really welcoming the community into what we do every day.
If you couldn't make it to today's race and would still like to help out, the Heritage Center says you can sign up and volunteer anytime or log on to theheritagecenter.org. On the way tonight, Racing to Raise Awareness, the cause that motivated hundreds of runners to brave the rain today and dash around downtown. Plus, art in the making. 2 artists transformed this tower in downtown Buffalo. What inspired them to take on the huge project?